welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda, I live in the UK and I home educate my 4 kids. Today I just want to share a few thoughts about self-care. When I first told several of my friends that we were thinking about home educating our kids, one of the questions that kept coming up was, how is that going to affect you personally? You know, how are you going to look after yourself surrounded by your children all the time? So I just want to talk about how I approach it, because I have learned that if I don't prioritize my own well-being, nobody else is going to. If I seem a bit down or a bit tired, my husband will, come around and encourage me and help ask questions. But, I've got to take initiative and responsibility for looking after myself. I look after them, but they don't look after me. So I think it's really important to be self-aware and just know what it is that makes you drained, what it is that causes stress, and what it is that energizes and gives you life. And those just are real keys. Everybody's different. We all have things because of our personality that just drain us. For some people, they find being around crowds, lots of people draining. Other people find being on their own draining. We're all different. And I just really took stock at the beginning of who am I and what do I need to function well? Because actually my kids need me to be happy. They need me to be enjoying my life. It makes for a happy home. First of all, I know that I need to go running in order to feel functioning as a human being. So I try and go running 4 to 5 times a week. It is time when I'm by myself. I'm not responsible for anybody. I can't see any mess. I really enjoy it. It's my preferred form of exercise. I also like swimming and cycling, but running is something we've been able to do during lockdown really easily, and I just need it several times a week. So my husband and I have a deal. Basically, we help each other to make these things happen. So I normally try and go about 6:30, 7 in the morning most days if I can. I need to get up early, and in order to get up early I need to go to bed at a decent hour. So I don't always achieve this, but David and I really try and get to bed no later than 11. If we can, 10:30. The other night we went to bed at 9 o'clock. But we try and make sure that we are getting ready for bed by 10:30, because if we are too late to bed, I can't get up in the morning and then my whole day just doesn't function as well. So being disciplined about going to bed is important. I ask myself anytime, if I'm still awake up after 10:30, I go, is what I'm doing right now that important that it has to be done now? And if it does, I'll do it. If not, I say, do it tomorrow. So I, like most women, also need just time alone with my husband, time alone with my friends. So David and I try and have one night a week. We have dinner without the children. They make their own dinner now. Yeah. They can only do like hot dogs and burgers, but I don't care. They're cooking for themselves. And for me and David, I just get like a ready meal thing that I can just stick in the oven and I don't have to cook. And we really enjoy that. We have just a nice, peaceful adult evening to ourselves. I also know that personally I need time alone in prayer. I'm conscious of God's presence all day, but I really need intentional time to engage with Him. So again, that's something that I need to do in the morning. Is the best time for me when everyone's still asleep. I try and do that before I go running, so another reason why I need to get up. I need some time with my friends, and one thing that I was doing before the lockdown kicked in was playing netball on a Monday evening with just a bunch of other women, no kids around, and so that's just one thing that I do. I normally find that during the week, because of different activities we do and places we go, I normally get to have coffee with a friend at least once a week. There may be kids running around, but sometimes we just tune them out, and only go and intervene if it's really a problem. But I do find I get a good chat with at least one friend a couple of times a week over coffee. I also like having my own projects or my own books that I'm reading for myself, not just reading books to them. Sometimes I've got way too many books on the go, but it's important for me to feel like I'm feeding my own mind and stimulating my adult brain with some adult books. So I try and always have a little bit of time each week where I can progress in some of the books that I'm reading for my own benefit. Something else that we actually started doing during the lockdown when we had nothing else, when we couldn't go anywhere, was having an intentional day of rest. So we have been studying the Hebrew festivals and the Hebrew calendar for the last year anyway. We're a Christian family, but we just felt it was important to learn more about the roots of our faith, and we began to look more into the Shabbat, which is the weekly festival that the Jews celebrate on a Friday evening, beginning with a meal, and then on Saturday. And we don't do it the way that they do it and everything, but we just decided to try it, if nothing else, for a learning experience. And we came to really enjoy it and really appreciate it. So it's now actually a real highlight of my week, is to sit down on Friday night with the house semi-tidy and a glass of wine and a lovely meal, and knowing that from this moment on, for the next 24 hours, I am going to chill out. I make sure that I don't have to cook the next day. Again, I might buy a pre-made meal or something that I can just shove in the oven. I don't have to cook. I don't do any cleaning on that day, and I try and avoid my phone on that day as well, and just being a bit disconnected from the internet. So that day of rest and kind of just disconnection from the internet world has been really refreshing and really helpful to just kind of kickstart the week. And I've often found come Sunday afternoon, I'm quite energized and ready to just get organized and get planning. So those are just some of the ways that I have decided to look after myself, and some of these things take discipline. And I know that one area that I'm not disciplined enough in at the moment is just healthy eating. I did have a phase where I was eating super healthy, and I know that that is part of caring for myself as well, so I do need to get back into that, you know. Another thing is talking to my mum and my sister, who are all the way in New Zealand. I need at least a fortnightly good old chat with my mum or my sister to just, you know, chat. So those are the main ways that I try and look after myself. Overall, I would say, even though I've got my children around me a lot more, because of the overall freedom that our family experiences, and I don't feel like I'm having to keep tabs on like school dinners and PE kit and school letters and all the admin that went with having children in school, because I don't have any of that. Actually, that's a stress that's lifted off me. So overall, I feel really quite free, and having them around all the time isn't really a big problem. I can run off, you know, if I need to. There's still the good old put a DVD on and say, sit and listen to the DVD. I'm going to do my thing, run a bar, go out for a drink with a friend. So it's totally possible to look after yourself. You just have to be deliberate about it, and so I just encourage everyone to just keep being self-aware, you know, remember that emotional tank, keep it filled up, and if it feels like it's getting low, just pause and do something which energizes you. So that's just my experience, how I've managed to keep my mental health good, even with having my kids around me all the time. If you've got any really good tips about what you find helpful, please leave them in the comments and let me know. Bye!